Narcissists use a variety of tactics to manipulate you, but not all of them are always easy to spot. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 manipulative tactics that the narcissists use to manipulate you. But listen carefully, because not all of them are very obvious, and even ones that maybe you have not thought of. Watch this video. Hello everyone and welcome back. I hope that you're all doing really well. In today's video, we're going to be talking about 5 tactics that the narcissists use to basically manipulate you. Do you know, it's not always easy to spot when someone is manipulating you, especially if you are in love with them, especially if you have spent a lot of time and you've got to know them in a certain way. This isn't always possible, my friends, because you're always kind of like thinking, no, would this person really do this to me? Like, why is this happening? And you know, the biggest predictor, my friends, the biggest predictor that you can actually identify if somebody is manipulating you is use your intuition. Okay, your intuition, your gut feeling is never going to be wrong, but you really need to listen to it and trust it, my friends. You've got to be able to trust it, because that is kind of like your internal compass that will never ever let you down. But my friends, before we get into the video, I just wanted to quickly mention that I do go live on this channel once a week, and if you're interested in joining the live, or you maybe might have some questions on your mind list, things that you want to kind of get answers to. We talk about a variety of topics every single week on this channel. And if you're interested in knowing more about this, I would say click the link below, but also do check the community tab because I do post more on there. So let's talk about this manipulation, my friends. Let's talk about the manipulation that narcissists employ. Like, we know that narcissists manipulate, but if we look at the word manipulation and we look at the certain things that they do, okay, it's very different when it's kind of written in a blog or written, you know, black and white in text in front of you. It might even be that you're kind of listening to videos and things like that which explain what manipulation is, but it's very different actually experiencing it kind of like in day-to-day life or in real life experiences or examples. It's very different. Now, I know that when I was actually studying my master's in clinical psychology a few years ago now, you know, we were learning all about like personality disorders. Like, there was a whole module that we talked about like personality disorders, you know, what that actually means. What is it when somebody is emotionally unstable? Right, we know the theory of it, but when you apply this to real life, how does it look like in real life examples? And this is what I really wanted to kind of cover in this video, because I feel like so many of us can become confused. And I know that I was there once as well, where you're like, hold on a minute, like, why is this person saying this? And why is this happening? You know, and so a big predictor is when people say something, it doesn't really match up to their behaviors. And that is a big indicator, like, why would somebody be doing that? Why would somebody say something to you but do something completely different? Because it's not always easy to spot when someone is telling you a lie, or when someone says something but they're thinking something completely different. Listen, we're not all like clairvoyant. We can't read people's minds, but there's certain behaviors and certain things that are said and done. You know, like a lot of you have always said to me, oh, do they go like to narc school because they all follow a same pattern? It's because the behavior, you know, when you're saying something, the behavior is very similar and always follows suit. So this is what we're going to be talking about. So the first one, or the most prominent one that I really want to talk about, is gaslighting. Okay, so gaslighting is a term that is used quite widely out there, but what does it actually mean? It means when somebody distorts your perception of reality. So think about it. How many times, like, you get to know something, or you get to know your, let's look at you as an example. You get to know yourself, okay, and you know yourself the best. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you don't. You know yourself the best, okay? And so when somebody starts telling you, no, you're very much like this, or no, you're like this, and you're thinking to yourself, hold on a minute, but I've never known anyone to ever say this about me, or I've never known me to behave like this or act like this. You've got to think to yourself, take a step back and think, why would somebody, okay, say this to me? What is their motivation for saying this to me? And is any of this true? So, because remember, you know yourself first. This is about you trusting you trusting your own inner thoughts, yourself, everything like that. That's what you've got to remember, is that you know yourself the best. So when somebody steps up to you, comes over to you, or tells you that it's not like this, then this is something that you've got to pay attention to. Someone who makes you doubt your perceptions, your thoughts, your reality, that is when it becomes problematic. It's like, for example, when someone's saying to you, oh my God, look, the sky is green, but you know it's blue. You so know it's blue. And they're like, no, 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 it's green. Look, look. And you're like, no, I see it as blue. When someone is so adamant in changing your mind about this, this again becomes an issue. Why are they trying to change your mind? Everybody is entitled to their opinion. Yes, that we all have opinions and you're all entitled to them. But why would someone work so hard on trying to change or distort your perception of your reality? That is when it becomes a problem. The next one is the love bombing. I think this is the hardest, one of the hardest ones as well, because it's about when somebody gives you so much affection, so much attention, so much love, and it's so intense in such a short space of time. And it's done like every day for a short space of time. You're like, oh wow, this is amazing. And it can make you feel very confused. It can literally keep you off balance. But then that then changes, that then switches up. And then they say something that makes you fall, not literally, but makes you doubt your perception, and it devalues you. And you're thinking, what? How have you done this? Like, you were so lovely to me, like literally yesterday, and now you're saying this about me? I don't understand. This is cognitive confusion, because what happens is we get to know this person in a certain way, first impressions kind of thing. And so when somebody then changes that up, that switches up, you're very confused, because you've developed this schema, you've developed this understanding of this person in this way. But when this is then changed, it really makes you think, hold on a minute, why has this happened? Have I done anything? It's not that you've done anything, it's that this is done to keep you off balance, so that you're constantly thinking about what you have done to hurt this person or hurt someone, or what you've done wrong, because you're not seeing the reality of what is really going on. So this person does this to basically destabilize you, keep you off balance, so that you never really see the reality of what they are doing. This again is very problematic. Remember, your gut will tell you that something is not quite right here. I encourage you to listen to it. The other one is the guilt tripping, okay? So guilt tripping really means is when somebody blames you for something and they make you believe that everything is your fault, and that somehow you've got to take responsibility for it and change it. So in that, they will use manipulation and guilt to basically destabilize your emotions and your thoughts. Now, when the two are kind of like thrown up into the air and then they're muddled around and then they land, this is going to leave you really confused. You're going to doubt yourself, and then you're going to feel responsible that somehow you've got to change, or you've got to adapt your behavior and your way of thinking to that other person. Now, my question to you is, why would someone do that? Like, why would someone want to do this? Because this is quite hurtful. This is very confusing. This literally destabilizes you and disturbs you, you know, in what you're doing and what's going on. So think about why somebody would want to do that to you. Again, your intuition is going to tell you, no, don't do this. So this is what you have to remember, is always be on your guard. And when somebody is guilt tripping you, when someone is blaming you for absolutely everything, I mean, this isn't normal. Like, you know, it's not like you've done everything wrong. It's not like you've done so much that's wrong. But also, why is it up to this person to actually tell you and put all the blame onto you? Again, this is where it becomes an issue, my friends. This is where it becomes problematic, because this person is blaming you for everything, making you take responsibility for your actions, and actually you've got to do something about it. Remember, in a relationship, a friendship, even in a working relationship, it's 50-50. They've got to meet you halfway. It's not that it's like 60-40. Don't get drawn into that. It's not even 80-20. It's 50-50 in the middle. It takes two people to have a relationship. And also, think about it. Like, if this is healthy communication, someone will say, do you know what, Anushka, you're not doing this correctly, or like, that's a bit, I think that maybe you could change it up and maybe do it like this. And then I would answer, okay, well, I really appreciate your feedback and thank you for pointing that out. But maybe consider it that maybe I've done it like this because of A, B, and C. Do you see what I mean? Like, there's a two-way conversation, not like, it's your fault. You've done it like this. Why have you done this? You're trying to hurt me. You need to change. You need to do this. You need to do that. Again, that energy is like, it's pushing everything onto you. Like, you got to take responsibility. It's up to you that you got to change. Otherwise, there's consequences. That is guilt tripping. That is not okay. Remember, your intuition is going to tell you. Listen to it. Another one that I wanted to mention here is the silent treatment. Okay, this is when somebody removes all communication from you, leaves you completely confused, and you don't understand why this person has actually done this. They haven't told you why they've stopped talking to you, why they don't want to communicate with you. They've just taken it from you, like they've just removed it. And so you're like really, really confused. This is very abusive and very manipulative for someone to just remove communicate, like you don't even know why. This is again done to destabilize you and for you to internalize this and actually consider doing something about it. Basically, they want you to do something about it because they feel that they have the right to do that to you. They feel that they have got the audacity to be able to initiate this type of behavior towards you. And again, I would say listen to your intuition, because no one has the right to affect your emotional well-being in this way. Like, talk to me. Why have you done this? Why are you upset? It's very, very immature. And this is what you got to remember. Your intuition will always tell you, like, you haven't done anything wrong. They want you to take responsibility and change. And last but not least, the projection. Okay, and this is huge, because projection means when somebody just offloads everything onto you and says that it's you. And when someone puts all of their negative traits, all of their negativity onto you and makes you think that you are the issue. Yeah, narcissistic, toxic people do this because it's like they're unloading all of this so that you take responsibility, so that you change. When actually, if you really take a step back and have a think about it, it's actually their behavior, it's them. And they put that all onto you because they don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to acknowledge that it's them that is the issue. It's them that is doing this. So they offload it, put it onto someone else so that someone else can do something about it. But again, what you need to do is realize that actually this is so wrong. You take a step back and think, is this really my behavior? Is this really me? Answer will always be no. So these are the 5 ways that a narcissist will use these tactics to manipulate you into submission. And the reason why they manipulate you is because you're easier to control. Remember, narcissists have to control outcomes, have to know what is going on. And this is very, very toxic, to be in control of another. Yes, it is very hurtful if this is in a romantic sense, but even in a friendship, even if you're working with this person, this makes it really hurtful that someone will betray your emotions, your kindness, who you are as a person, and use all of this against you. So the one way that you can protect yourself from any of this is to be able to be vigilant, to see what is going on and trust your intuition. Always trust yourself. If you are someone that is going through this, please know that I do offer one-to-one consultations. Please see the description box below for more details. I've also got a mentorship and a journal club, and if you're interested in joining, see the description box. Also, lastly, I do have a Discord server which is absolutely free for you to join. It is a community of like-minded individuals, and if you're interested in joining, again, see the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.